welcome to yet another episode of Cantrips and Cocktails. I do believe this is episode 13 now, guys. Yeah.
Getting along there.
Yeah, this is episode 13. I
Lucky
know.
number 13. What's
I
going to
know.
happen?
Oh my gosh. I need to
Oh,
look. I need
no.
to look at a calendar and see if I can release this on Friday the 13th.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm sure it won't work out, but it'd be cool if it did. Okay. So, anyways, before we start rolling dice and pretending to be wizards and monsters and dragons and stuff, we have, as we do every episode, a drink to talk about a little bit. Ben, take it away.
Yes. Okay. So this one is a nice little whiskey that comes out of Belgium. It's called the Belgian Owl. And there's a specific name for this one that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's the 48-month one. So 4 years. I believe it's aged in ex-bourbon casks. I'm trying to remember all the stuff that my friend, who's the one that introduced this to me, explained about. But
It smells great.
it
Smells lovely.
awesome.
Yeah.
But it goes down smooth, especially for a 4-year whiskey. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
4
aged a
years.
ton, and it's got a ton of flavor. So, cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Clink, clink.
Perfect amount of clinkage for the podcast. I'm gonna do something really shitty to all of you right now. Hold on.
I hate you.
I took my sip away from the mic just so that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I
You
know.
gotta suck in the air to get the proper flavor profile.
I have to agitate it to get.
aerate the whiskey.
Anyway, no, but that is, what is it called again?
It's called Belgian Owl.
Belgian
I
Owl.
know their flagship one, which is a 36-month or a 3-year, is called Identity, and I think this one's called Evolution. Now that I think about it,
Okay.
but
That's good.
it's delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is really, really good.
So Belgian Owl's the distillery.
Yes,
And then
I think this is their only product as far as I know.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I've never heard of a Belgian whiskey, so to
Yeah,
speak.
this is the first one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Let alone a single malt that
Yeah.
is this awesome.
No, it's got the single malt nose, but I can definitely pick out the bourbon notes in there, kind of on the back end.
Oh yeah,
That's really cool.
Late, what was it? Christmas of
That is a good
last year.
sipping whiskey.
Yeah.
My brother got my other brother a French Scotch. I don't know how that works out, but it was they got the barrels and most of the material from Scotland, but the distillery was actually in France.
Oh,
and
that's
it
cool.
was
Interesting.
phenomenal. So this international style of Scotch is, I don't know if that's what they're doing, but it's
works.
good.
It does damn well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just real quick, because we're not having a cocktail, and this is something I've been sitting on for a few months, and I feel like I have to say something. Yeah, it's not a cocktail. We get it, okay? Here's the thing. We probably, what do we record? We record 4 or 5, maybe 6 episodes, and we didn't have a name for this podcast. And then we had Cantrips and Cocktails because alliteration, okay? So while, yes, our name is Cantrips and Cocktails, we won't always be drinking cocktails. Sometimes something is so delicious, you don't need to add anything to it, like this whiskey. We enjoy beverages of all walks of life, we just enjoy them. And so I just want to say, yeah, we know it's not a cocktail.
And before we go on, shout out to you, Cameron. You're the one that introduced this to me. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
this
you.
is delicious. Yeah.
If you're mad about it not being a cocktail, get the whiskey, drink it. You won't be mad anymore.
All right,
I know
and
I'm
with
gonna
that,
have one friend that's going to be like, Ken, I know you're listening.
yeah.
We know it's not a cocktail.
Yeah. Oh my
Same
gosh.
goes for my cousin Will.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so now that we've called you all out, let's go pretend to be in a monastery.
I already licked it. It's fine.
I think I hit record again in time to get I think I licked it. So
That's going in the episode.
That's-
All
Yeah,
right.
no context. That's all you get.
So last time we played virtually. So if you guys have any questions as we play tonight, I will happily answer them because it was a little different for us. It wasn't bad. It was just different.
Yeah.
But basically, you guys were in that caldera within the Silver Slopes where the location of the Monastery of Bahamut was supposed to be located.
Yeah.
through some pretty ingenious use of locate object and all that spells, I was just impressed by. You guys, let's just say that I had a whole series of investigation survival checks. I had this whole system worked out, and then the cleric and the druid were like, oh yeah, we got locate object, and I was like, oh well,
I'll just find a door.
you know, hey, and here's the thing, I thought there was going to be a solution, and you guys found a different solution. That's part of D&D, is, you know, solving problems in your own ways. So
It cost us 2 second-level spells to get there, so
It was worth it.
yeah, but you guys found the entry to the monastery of Bahamut, and you all decided, once you cleared it away, brought your wagon and your horses and all your materials, kind of made a camp right outside of the temple. You guys decided to go ahead, and the three of you, along with Dodrin, kind of go inside and start investigating, see what was up. Professor Fellows is staying outside because he is, like, as very apt says, I am not a fighter. I don't want any danger, so we want you guys to make sure it's safe for him to come in. You guys made your way in. There was an entry room. You guys went through 3 of what you guys can only assume to be like practice rooms or classrooms of some sort before you started hearing a noise. You followed the source of that noise, and it turned out to be a carrion crawler in what was some sort of like gathering assembly chamber. Oh, and this is an important point. I want to make sure you guys remember this because I did say this, but it was leashed up to the far wall, and it broke the leather strap that was leashed, leashing it.
Right.
So someone did put it there, but you guys fought the carrion crawler. You defeated it. It roughed you guys up a little bit, not too badly. But yeah, that's where you guys are. You guys are, remember, it's dark. There's no other light source. I believe Celty has the light cantrip up.
I had it on Kane's
Torch.
Like,
That's right.
Yeah, because it was like, why waste the torch when I can just cast light on it? But
Save a
it
torch,
should be,
cast light.
it should be probably. I think you threw the. Well, I guess it doesn't go away just because you threw the torch. Right?
Yeah. No. So it would it'll still be up. So yes, that's where you guys are. What would you guys like to do?
I think, I'm trying to remember, I'm pretty sure Kane recognized it just from, or one of you recognized what it was, I think, but none of the others of us knew what the heck this thing was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe.
I can't remember who it was.
Let's say right now, retcon whatever I said last episode because I don't remember. Let's say that it was Dodrin who knew what it was, and you 3 didn't.
Make it easy.
Cool. I can
Make
roll
it
with
easy.
It's been a minute since we were able to play.
Yeah. What black gods created that thing? What the hell is this?
Varus, that's called a carrion crawler. They live in dark places like this, and they like to eat meat.
So there will be more of them.
Let's hope not.
You could always cook it some chicken. Maybe it'll go away.
Just please don't ask me to cook this too.
Make a great soup.
No.
I mean, the carrion crawlers will essentially almost eat just about like anything, but most often they're found like in cemeteries or in after a great battle or in caves like this. I mean, I wouldn't eat it because they eat a lot of rotten flesh.
They eat people.
Yes.
Oh.
And they're not really discriminatory about how fresh their food is.
I don't like this.
It's gone now. We don't have to worry about it at the moment.
I thought there were going to be, I don't know, we said maybe squatters. I didn't know there were going to be monsters. Not like this.
What is a monster if not just a big squatter?
Well, that is one way of looking at it, Kane. And just quick description. So this is a large, what you guys only seem to be assembly hall. Mm-hmm. The monster was leashed up on, like, there was a hook in the wall that it was leashed to on the far wall. But it was actually up on, like, a slight dais. Like what would have been maybe like where a teacher would have stood, or like a master giving, pronouncements or watching instructions. The rest of the room is empty. There's no benches or anything. But there is, and you guys would have to take time to kind of study it, but there is the walls, while you're in a cave that's been carved out of the side of a mountain, the walls in here, if you guys remember, have all been almost covered with wood panel. And there's actually things painted on the wood walls in here, some kind of like pictograph sort of thing.
Okay.
It was in Draconic. most of the
That was in the
iconography?
entry.
Oh, okay.
Here, there's no written language. It's just pictograms in here. It's just images.
Okay. And I forgot, it was writing in the front entryway, right?
Yeah.
Do you have, because couldn't find it in my notes, what we read was written down?
It was all just the tenets of Bahamut.
Okay, that's right. So no specific.
Nothing specific, just general. Don't do. It's just basically the commandments of the Platinum Dragon.
The hallway that we came down and came into this room, are there any other doorways that we kind of immediately see in this kind of big auditorium classroom?
No, actually. Any doors? Sorry, doors.
Doors or entryways just leading out.
Yeah. So
from
where, you guys, let's say you guys entered in what you guys would assume to be the western wall. Okay. So the eastern wall across from you is where that dais is, and on the north and south walls there are two doors. So there's a door heading south and a door heading north. You guys like would have entered at like the southern edge of this temple. Like the entry is on like a south facing wall.
Okay.
So going deeper into the carved out temple is like heading north.
Heading north. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. And you said there's a door on the north and the south wall.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I go and kind of look up around where it was being leashed up and just looking around the dais?
Yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
15 straight up.
15. Okay. Yeah. You see where there's like an eye hook that's been like hammered into the wall, and you see that very crude, almost leash sort of thing was like there. Looking at it, you're like, yeah, a monster of this size pulling hard enough was going to break this cheap leather.
It was like a Band-Aid type setup.
Basically, and you see what, like, the thing that was like acting as like a collar around it was just more leather just kind of knotted around its thorax.
Gotcha.
So not a professionally done thing at all.
Do I see any like tracks or kind of disturbed dust leading anywhere to any other entrances or exits?
Hard to tell, especially after you guys have just had a scuffle in here.
Right.
But there's a lot of thick coated dust. But you guys would have disturbed any kind of signs of movement.
Okay. Well, it looks like someone was keeping it as a pet or a guard or something.
The question is, how long ago was it left as a pet or a guard?
Dodrin, do you know how long these things can live without food?
Ooh. So Dojin goes, I think they could probably last maybe a month or two between meals if they would have to have eaten quite a bit prior.
Pretty wide window we have to work with there.
Yeah. We're going to definitely have to keep our guard up for sure.
I think these squatters might be a little more dangerous than your typical run-of-the-mill bandits.
So it would seem. At least I think we lost those bandits from before.
Yeah, I don't think Dave has caught up to us quite yet.
All right, so what would you guys like to do? You got two doors. You guys can investigate this room a little further.
I was about to say, yeah, I'd like to...
Headbutted the microphone.
Don't do that. I'd like to take a look at like kind of the iconography. There we go. There's no R in that.
Yeah, make a perception check since you're just kind of giving it a general scan of the whole room.
I'm real good at those. 16? Yeah, 16.
Real interesting stuff, Kane. Especially to you. You see some very familiar general legends and stories about Bahamut and his interactions with the Dragonborn. You see him first teaching the first Dragonborn in recorded history his tenements and how to, properly worship and live their lives by his standards to, become optivists, to become the chosen ones. But then the imagery kind of devolves from there, and you start seeing things you haven't seen before. And this is as it kind of tells a story beginning on the wall that you guys entered from, on that west wall, and it goes almost around in a full circle back. And as you're following it along, when you get probably right above the dais, the art style almost completely changes. And you start seeing hard lines, hard shapes, where it was this very kind of flowing artwork before. You're now seeing a lot of geometric patterning. And you see these shapes that you can't identify showing up regularly, though you don't know what they mean within that. the imagery almost begins to move away from like showing like people and figures to shapes and items, and you're getting more of an emotional feel out of what you're seeing instead of like an actual story.
Yeah, I have no idea what to make of that.
And as Kane's talking about it, like if Kane points it out, you guys also would notice that shift. Like it's not like it's not a subtle shift. It's almost like you can almost draw a hard line vertically down the wall where the art style changes.
Interesting.
Wonder what would cause. I guess that'd be a question for Professor Fellows as to why it would make such a drastic change.
You said it's just kind of general geometric shapes.
Yeah, you do see the same kind of shapes showing up a few times, but you can't. There's no way to make sense of. Well, you could try to if you want to make.
It's a pattern, but it doesn't have
it's a
like
pattern, but there's no obvious meaning to it.
If I can, like, I guess I'd like to see if it looks recognizable, but
yeah, I'll go ahead and just make a intelligence check.
not my strong suit. 18.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah,
Yep, 18.
you feel like it would take. You see that there probably is a pattern and some meaning to these shapes. You feel like you would have to someone, not necessarily you, but someone would have to devote a lot of time to cracking it if they didn't already know whether it's a cipher or what they mean. You can't figure it out just by one look. It would take, you would estimate maybe even weeks to start to understand what they all mean.
Well, I think we could give this to the professor to occupy him for a bit.
Yeah.
And you guys do see that Dodrin is there, and he's kind of copying down some of these like regularly occurring symbols in his notebook while you guys are doing your own things in this room as well.
Dodrin, do you recognize anything or see anything of importance?
No, but you see, the shift between the two artistic styles is. I've never seen anything like this before. And I mean, I've studied all types of ruins and temples have been uncovered, not even here on Ubiquitous, but across Elrond. And this is unique. Something changed here. And it's almost like they were rewriting, not even their history, but they were just rewriting their understanding of the world.
Like another sect moved in and decided to rewrite it to their worldview.
It could be that. It could be even that the people who were here, their understanding changed somehow.
Well,
But and this is what's interesting though. They didn't destroy what was before. They merely added, is what it looks like. They continued it on, which means that it's not that they were disgusted by what came before, but that something changed. I don't know how to say it other than there's something about the understanding changed here.
well, it is important to know where you've been to know where you're going.
I don't think the three of us will gain anything here just staring longer.
I've still got my glasses stashed away, so that's for later.
Yeah, Celti's just kind of gonna look down. Are they open? Are they closed doors? Or are they open hallways on the north and south?
The north wall, that is an open hallway. The south wall, there is a door, but it's kind of deteriorated over the years. It's still there, but you feel like one good push and it could fall off its hinges.
Okay. How far down that north hallway can you see before, or could I see before it turns or something like that?
Based on my expertly drawn map, it'd be probably you probably see about 30 feet.
Okay. And is it just a turn or
you have dark vision, right? For 60 feet?
like
forever with your eyes.
Yeah, I think it's like forever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You see all the way to the moon. No. Yeah. You see 30 feet down, and then you see that it becomes a T junction. So the hallway splits and runs right and
It's
left.
60 feet unless I use my eyes of the night.
Okay. But
So-
anyways, you can see this far, and it goes 30 feet, and then it splits off where there's the hallway splits, and there's one that goes like two right angles. Like one goes right, one goes left.
Okay. Gotcha.
The hallway splits there.
Well, does anybody have an inkling on which way they're feeling like traveling? We've got north and south. There's a T up ahead to the north and a rotten door there at the south.
I say we, if I remember correctly, going north leads further into the mountain. I think
Yes.
from your description earlier.
Yes.
So I'd say we just do a quick checkaroo on the southern door, just to make sure something's not going to pop out and chase us from behind. just to cover
I
our
agree. I
tracks.
don't like being snuck up on.
Okay, you guys just, I mean, like, and honestly, going up to it, your passive perception will tell you something. Like, this door is like there's nothing blocking it. It's not. It's just a door that's barely holding on. So you guys can just go through it if you want.
Yeah, I just grab it and rip it
Yeah,
off
you
the hinges and just set it down.
And you have light on your torch, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of lead in with your torch, and it's a dining hall.
Oh.
Could easily see with the size of it. You don't know what kind of tables were in here. There's some remnants of like wood, but you say comfortably probably sit 45 people at a time. So
That's
not
pretty decent.
huge, not small, but comfortable size. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check for me, Kane.
Do I see any
Since you're the first one coming in the room.
14.
14. Okay. There is, with 14, what you notice is there is evidence of recent activity in the dust. And like you see actually footprints in the dust in this room.
Okay. Looking at the footprints, is there, like, looking at them, could I tell which direction they were walking?
Roll me an investigation check to figure out that stuff, examining it.
Can we aid?
Absolutely, you
It
can.
is.
Yeah, so you can roll with advantage, Kane.
I'm actually gonna cast or do the it's the eyes of night. So I'm gonna do it where I like magically give the benefit to both of them.
Okay.
I cast it on myself and then
Yeah.
it goes to all. Actually, I'll give it to Dodrin as well, just
Okay.
so we're kind of hyper vigilant.
Yeah, able to see just a little better even in the dark space. Okay, cool.
Yep, that lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, roll your investigation check advantage, Kane. Let me know what you get.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay, cool, man.
Nice.
The size of these footprints are, well, they're humanoid, first of all,
Okay.
but they're for like small creatures. So the thing that you could think of is maybe halfling, maybe gnome, something small humanoid like thing. There could be dozens of different kinds of creatures. What you gauge by the number, the patterning, is that it looks like they're recently in here. It was roughly 5 of them. In terms of the comings and goings and where their direction was, looks like they came in, went to a door that was on the other side of this dining hall, and back out, and maybe like a few of them like scattered out from like a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
But they always came back to that straight line, just kind of like they're going into that room on the far, or through that doorway on the far side, and then coming back in. Like they were just like running errands, kind of a thing almost. If you were to call it that, like they were going for a purpose and coming back. There was no idle movement.
Gotcha.
Oh, and I'll take down my light cantrip.
Okay.
That way it's not giving us away.
Okay, cool.
Fair enough. Do we want to go check out what all the traffic was for?
Well, if we're heading towards the entrance now, could it be this is just the route in and out?
There were multiple doors in the entrance.
When you guys came in the entryway, there were 2 doors. You guys went through the left one, and there was one to the right.
Well,
But I don't think you guys didn't even check the one to the right. You guys just went through the one to the
Yeah, I
left.
think we just picked
Picked
yeah.
one in mind.
I mean, if you guys are okay with it, I'd say we still check it just to make sure. If it does lead back to the entrance, I mean, at least we know another way back.
Yeah.
That's true.
If it doesn't, then maybe we find something that might be trying to jump us later.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Okay. So you guys go through that other doorway on the far side of this dining hall. When you walk in, it's much smaller than any room you've been in so far. And all of you just roll me a general, let's call it history check. Yeah, just a history check.
Okay.
I'm so good at that.
All right.
7 for me.
7 for Salty,
15.
15 for Kane,
9.
9. All
What
right.
on earth is happening?
You're the brains now.
Good thing is that as soon as Kane points it out to you guys, the 2 of you are like, "Oh yeah, of course that's what this is." It is an ancient kitchen. There's the way that there's shelves built in. There's something that it's the rusted and decayed, but obviously a large cook pot in one corner. This is probably where the monks who lived here probably cooked their meals. Anyone that wants to, you guys can make an investigation perception check if you want to look around. There is another doorway. So you guys walk in, and it's almost like the wall to your right, like at the far end of that wall, there is another door almost in that corner.
Okay. I mean, I'll make an investigation, sure.
Yeah, same.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to be looking for one, like a cellar like a wine or beer or something like
yeah,
that.
good to know.
But
Okay.
2, I want to see if there's any kind of like ancient utensils or something that I'm going to try to find a souvenir
Yeah.
to take back to
Okay.
the Chattering Parrot.
Yeah. Roll that for sure.
So-
What'd you get, Kane?
I got a 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, you find some broken, smashed jars and pottery. Nothing though that sticks out. You want to roll one as well?
Yeah. Very, very unlikely given the state of things, but I kind of want to look for like a cookbook.
Okay. All right. All right.
What have I started?
Oh, that's not very good.
You need to learn Draconic.
Yeah, true. Mine's just a 10.
10. All right. I'll come back to you in a second. What'd you roll? Salty.
So to preface what I rolled, I think I found the leftovers in the cupboard that have been molding for 100 years. I rolled a 1.
Oh, buddy. Oh. I will say that finding utensil wouldn't be hard. Finding one in good shape though that wouldn't break apart, you don't find that.
Yeah, I was gonna try to bring back like a nice like chef knife for Orton.
Okay,
or Kevin
I'm doing
or
something that I'm not
like
going to
that.
always do, but I'm going to have Dodrin roll to help you guys out. All right. So Dodrin's going through a kind of a shelf that's like built into the side of the wall. Like it's been carved out of the stone wall. And Dodrin goes, "Hey guys, look at this." And you guys see that he pulls out of a cracked jar. There's this vial. And it seems to have this, it has this liquid in it that still kind of almost has its own light radiating out of it. And he'll hand it to anyone who wants to take it. He's like, I don't put toxins in my body, but if anyone wants this, my body's a temple. Yeah, it's a yellow fluid, and you guys see that it has black streaks in it that seem to like swirl and like fold in on itself.
Hey, Vars, it might be seasoning. Give it a taste.
I don't know about that.
Which one of you wants to take it?
Give it to one of the magic users.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I don't.
Celti will hold on to it unless Varus wants to take it. Yeah, but she's like a little hesitant with containers after her bad luck in the kitchen so far.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember if I had anything like proficiency with like alchemy or
Yeah, I don't-
anything like that.
I
I
don't-
don't. I have proficiency with an herbalism kit, but that's not going to
same.
help here.
Same. And I don't have the like the purify food or drink, but this
Yeah.
seems like a potion, right?
Yeah, very obviously. Dodrin does say that he's like, well, we can keep this with us, and we do have alchemy supplies with all of our stuff outside, so I could work on it, maybe see if I could identify it later.
I think that's a great idea, Dodrin. Why don't you just hang on to it and
Okay,
let us know?
I'll
what you
happily.
think.
Just don't let me forget. And he just sticks it in his pocket. So all that's left is that door on the far side, but otherwise you guys have gone through the kitchen pretty thoroughly
All right, to the door.
with bad rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. When you get up to the door, Kane, now that you're on this side of the kitchen, you see that some of the wall has actually sheared away and fallen and blocked that doorway on your all sides. So there's like a pile of rubble in front of it.
On which doorway?
The doorway that goes farther south.
Okay.
How much rubble are we talking?
2 feet high. Like not huge. It's just enough to where like if someone's trying to push on the door from the other side, it might like prevent you from pushing it open.
Okay, but they're like rocks kind of
Yeah,
thing that you can just move out of the way.
you could take a minute and clear enough to pull it open.
All right, I'll go ahead and start doing that.
Okay, the only reason I'm pointing that out is like because there was a reason, but you guys didn't go to this door before. But you open it and it's you guys are back in the
Okay.
entryway.
Gotcha.
I was kind of piecing it together, but
Yeah. So this door actually leads back to the entryway to the monastery.
Gotcha.
okay, good to know. Anyone drawing a map of this?
I figured Dodrin is taking ample notes about the layout of the
Yeah, you guys see
monastery.
that he has like a bubble chart with like the lines connected. It's not to scale at all. Kind of like
Nice.
my own map that
I
I
was about to say, you seem to be describing something very familiar. Okay, well, now
So
we
yeah,
know.
you guys clearly the only way to go further in is to go back to that assembly chamber and go through that north corridor.
Just wanted to make sure our backs were covered, so to speak.
That's a good idea.
And remind me, are you guys wanting to move stealthily or just kind of exploratory? And I will say this is a mechanic I've worked out recently for how, because you guys are gonna be doing a lot of like exploration,
yeah.
and so I want kind of like a mechanic for that. So when you guys are moving through a space, you guys can choose to move normally, move exploratory, or sneak. So if you sneak, your perception even your passive perceptions are lowered. And I'm saying this isn't in terms of like villains attacking you. This is in terms of you noticing key elements in your area.
Gotcha.
Vice versa, if you're moving exploratory, your perception for a potential attack or trap is lowered. That's how it's going to kind of work out. I'm keeping all the numbers. I looked at all your stats, and so I'm keeping the numbers myself. I'm just letting you guys know this is kind of a new thing I'm testing out.
Cool.
And normally would just be straight up just
Your passive perception's your passive perception. You could notice stuff that's interesting to like exploration and archaeology, and you would be able to notice it. It's kind of like there's no modifier negative or like bonus or negative to it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we were hired as the muscle and the scouts. I don't think our job, no offense, Dodrin, but I don't think our job is to explore and find these wonders of antiquity. So I think we should be a little quiet.
We did come in here to make sure it was safe for the professor to enter.
Right.
I would like to look around later, but I don't want to run into another one of those things.
I'd say we push forward with purpose, just clearing things out, making sure there's nothing we need to worry about, and then on our way back we can look in an exploring way.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So you guys want to move forward as normal, just kind of going room to room? Any stealth or
Either
anything?
that or stealth. Varus would probably push for being real
quiet.
Yeah, real quiet and focusing for.
All right.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, then
Let's do stealth.
you guys go ahead and roll stealth rolls. Salty, I believe you're at disadvantage because of chainmail, right?
I believe that is correct.
That sounds right.
All right, Dodrin got a big old 10.
Yeah. That's a 19 and a 1.
Oh.
All right.
Oh
This
no.
dice is going into dice jail now.
Okay.
Die.
Interesting. Kane, what'd you get?
11.
11. All right, and Varus.
I rolled a 19.
Varus, despite your best efforts and desires to not be loud, your companions just aren't quite doing the trick. Celti especially seems to be like her glaive is bouncing off the walls, her chainmail is just rattling.
I've got some sort of insect or mite in my chainmail, and it's making me scratch, and I'm just like,
Yeah. That
It's
wearing
like
the
a-
armor on the road for basically 3 weeks now. It's just starting to chafe. She's just uncomfortable.
I just sound like a maraca going down the hallway.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just gonna start like until we say otherwise. I'm just gonna start chain casting shillelagh.
Okay.
Just to be ready.
All right. Sounds good. Well, you guys do move forward, and you come to that junction where there's a way to the right and a way to the left. To the left, it's just a hallway that extends down. You guys can't gauge exactly what there do. Seems to be some like doorways off of the hallway to the left, but much closer to the right is another doorway. I would say it's probably about 20 feet to your right, and the hallway ends in that doorway, and then it opens up more to your left. Like, so it extends further to the left with doors off of the hall, and then 20 feet down, it's just a straight shot to a door.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to go the short path first?
Feels like an easier place to start.
Okay.
It's as good as anything else.
All right.
Okay.
Well, since we're making a lot of racket, can I just Sparta kick the door open?
I do apologize
All right.
for this. Something's gotten in my tunic.
Okay, Kane, make roll an unarmed attack.
This is where I find out that it's a pull door instead of a push.
You shatter your kneecap.
22.
What's your damage on the unarmed attack?
5.
Yeah, you guys see Kane just blows this door off its hinges and just goes flying across this very small room and kind of crashes up against a bed pallet.
Did I just hit? Hello?
There's no answer.
Is there anyone? There's no one in the pallet. It's just.
Doesn't look like it.
I would.
And it looks
to-
like it's an old bed pallet.
Can I scan the room real quick?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Is Dodrin just freaking out about the potential loss of like
Yeah, he's
inscriptions on a
he's
door or the wall?
He's behind the three of you, and you just hear this like hyperventilating coming from this half orc.
Also coming from Varus.
I have the super high. You said perception.
Yep.
Super high perception of 6.
Okay, this is clearly a bedroom. And at one point, hundreds of years ago, this was a very ornate and nice bedroom. You see built-in cabinetry. But what catches your eye, even with that low roll, is sitting along the far wall is this like mantle. like a grand robe
Mm-hmm.
that is just covered in all this beautiful. It's this silver, almost platinum color, and has all this ornate stitchwork in it. But it looks like it's been sitting there a while, so it could be fragile to the touch. There's also a door on the north wall in this room as well.
Well, now there's also another door on another wall, but I mean that's beside the point.
Technically.
Which more of a divot?
I would like
Yeah.
to go ahead and pick up that door and just kind of like set it on one of the walls that has
Okay.
some space.
I'll
so it
pick up the
doesn't
splintered
scratch
pieces
anything.
and follow him. And like,
Yeah,
place it.
and as you guys are more moving now about this room, there's a desk, but it's like a sitting desk. Like you would sit like crisscross applesauce under it. It has some tomes on it that you all have pretty high passive perceptions. You guys would notice that well, everything else in this temple so far seemed like caked in dust. There are 4 tomes on this desk that look almost devoid of dust. Everything around it is covered.
Is there any chance they're in a language besides Draconic?
Make an investigation check to go look at
Cool.
them.
I was still waiting for him to just say no.
I think that's +1, so that should be a 17.
3 of them you don't recognize the language of. Based on what you've seen so far, you think they're probably Draconic.
Makes sense.
The 4th one is in Elvish.
Ooh,
He
that's
threw you a
my
bone.
language.
You pick it up, and the title says "The Myth of Brightmoor,"
Ooh, does that?
and that's Brightmoor.
Cool.
Brightmoor.
Cool.
So that book title is "The Myth of Brightmoor."
And what's the titles of the other 3?
Would you like to look at them, Kane?
Yeah, I'd like to take a glance at them.
And these are all 3 of them are in Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
The first one that you pick up says "The Prophecy of Union," and these are they're not like thick tomes; they're pretty thin tomes. At most, you would estimate maybe 50 pages.
Okay.
The second one says "Legends of the Heralds," and the third one says "The Devastation of the Devoted."
You said there's a bed still, or kind of.
Yeah.
Celti's just gonna go like sit on the bed and
Okay,
see
yeah.
what kind of
Yeah,
transpires.
it's a pretty low bed. Like it's built up like on like a frame, but the top of the frame is probably only about 12 to 18 inches off the ground.
just one of those low
So
profile.
it's a low
kinda-
profile bed.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still pretty comfortable to sit on, and the cushion, the mattress is kind of held up over however long it's been here.
Yeah, she's gonna lie down then if it
Okay.
if it feels comfortable because she's been on the road and
As you lay back and you look up, you see those geometric patterns from the other room have been painted onto the ceiling in this room.
Bother.
Oh,
I'll point it out to Todrin and Varus and Kane. Just looks like they continued their new art period up in the on the ceiling here. I don't know if they're enlightened
That made me
or
like all goose pimply.
Oh.
It's like, ooh, oh, geez. Those.
I didn't even know if you guys are ever gonna look at the ceiling in here. I was like, only if there's like a reason for a character to look at the ceiling will I point this out. And you're like, I'm only back. I was like, oh well, okay.
Oh, there we go.
Because it's kind of obvious the whole ceiling's covered in these geometric patterns.
I mean, given the state of the room and the obvious ornamentation here, I think it's safe to assume this would have been the headmaster's private quarters or something to that effect. So the fact that it's present even here, I mean, this was something significant to the monks here.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
This person definitely had a quite a good bed. It's held up very well.
And about this time, Dodrin says, you guys might want to come look at this. And he's standing in front of that robe that was on that elaborate robe that was kind of like on a mannequin. He's standing in front of it, and he's just kind of like over his shoulder. He's not taking his eyes off of it because he's standing on the other side of it. So he's looking at what would be the back of the robe, but he's like motioning for you guys to come over, and he's just staring at this far side of the robe that you guys can't see.
Everything okay?
You just need to come look at this.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
She'll slide back out of bed,
yeah.
kind of a little disappointed.
Yeah.
but
I probably would have been starting to flip through the book, but I'll close
Yeah,
it
you
and
guys
go
on the
over.
back side of this old silver robe, you guys see that there is 3 distinct geometric shapes arrayed in like a pyramid, and there's all these hand-stitched vine work connecting the 3 together.
Okay. Can I cast Detect Evil and Good? Just not on like. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. I'm not really looking for like the Fiend or Celestial, but more the Consecration, Desecration.
Yeah.
For the space.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and what's the radius on it? Is it in your? What's the radius?
It is 30 feet.
30 feet.
And I'll do it as I'm like kind of walking up from the bed to the mantle.
Okay. The second it ends, you've used this spell maybe a few times over the years. You're hit so strongly, stronger than you've ever felt anything, that this is a holy place, that this is consecrated ground. But there's something about that consecration that seems not foreign, but different. It just feels different.
It's been consecrated, but it feels a little off.
Not off. Different.
Unfamiliar.
Unfamiliar.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to put it.
Okay.
Not bad, just new.
I think this place certainly has the favor of some god. I don't know if it's Bahamut. That might be more up for Kane to determine, since you're
Kane, roll a
familiar.
religion check.
I was about to say, I'm looking wide-eyed at this point. I don't know.
3. Those 3 symbols on the back of this robe, definitely nothing that were in your Sunday school lessons. And that's all you know.
Yeah, I was trying to draw up the geometric shapes on my notes, and I just accidentally drew the Triforce.
Yeah,
I was like, right.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys what they look like now,
Yeah.
just because they will come up probably again later, and I just want to wait for the reveal for a narrative reason.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Because even if you saw them right now, they would mean absolutely nothing to you.
Right.
So is it basically like this whole room is just lit up with this Detect Good and Evil or Evil and Good?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not just like the area around the mantle
No.
or the desk. or
No,
whatever.
it's as you move through the room, it never fades. It's not like as you move away from something or towards something, it grows stronger. It's almost
like saturated with.
Yes, and it almost feels like a heavy weight on you. It's just so, like, not in a bad way, but it's just so strong that it's almost overwhelming.
Okay. Can I peek my head out the door to see how far, if that continues down the hall or if it stops at the threshold?
Just as strong.
Okay, so
Just
it's
as powerful out in the hallway.
Okay,
It's the entire monastery that's consecrated, I would imagine.
that would make sense. So, okay,
That tracks.
all right.
Okay, well, those 3 books that I was looking at, the
Yeah.
draconic ones, I've gone ahead and put those in my bag.
Okay, yeah. And I'm assuming that you're just going to hold on to the other one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
will absolutely grab that and be reading through it later.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't read no Elvish. Dodrin, are you good to go onward, or are you still wanting to keep looking at this?
No, we can go. This is fascinating. This might change everything we thought we knew about Dragonborn history. So, let's see if we can find anything else this interesting.
Okay. To the next door. And this time I open it normally instead of kicking it.
Was there one? There was one more through this room.
Yeah,
Or we
there is a
okay.
door on the north wall.
Right.
that you guys
right.
haven't. No one's done anything with yet.
Should we be on the alert for someone that may have heard that door slam into the opposing wall?
I did yell hello, so they know we're being peaceful.
You did yell hello.
I opened up the door.
Just so everybody knows, the DM is smiling right now.
No. Your hand touches the knob, and you are thrown back against the far wall.
Oh,
Oof.
And you take 5 points of force damage.
Ow!
we found the holy of holies.
Am I not worthy?
Does it like look like anything happens, or he just touches the door and instantly gets thrown back?
He touches the door and he gets thrown back.
Can I take grab a piece of like the splintered door and like kind of toss it at the door?
Yeah.
Anything happen?
Hits the door,
Okay, can
falls off to the ground.
I tap it with my glaive, like the doorknob?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ow.
All right, now
Why
I'm
did
gonna
it
like
hit me?
take my sleeve and like do the thing over my hand and like then touch the doorknob.
Yeah, you touch it.
Can I open it?
Twist it. It's locked.
Well, I'm not gonna guarantee anything, but I think that whatever that was, Kane, that little whatever that was, is done with. So, does anybody have any lockpick?
I trepidatiously go up and just poke it with my
You
finger.
fly back against the wall.
God dang.
This time you take 10 points of force damage.
Oh. Oh.
That's my bad. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Ow.
And like it's not even like his feet leave the ground and you like it's almost like your head almost connects with the roof as you fly back across the room.
Oh dear.
Take 7 points of healing.
Thank you. I was just trying to be silly. I wasn't expecting that to launch me.
You touched it.
Yeah, just me. You touch it now.
No, I am going nowhere near
Varus,
that
touch
thing.
it.
No.
Varus, touch it. I need to test something. Varus, please touch it.
I'll touch it, and I just touch it again.
You go flying back and you hit the far wall.
It was like, okay,
Oh, that completely blows my theory out of the way.
It's not
because
just
I
a
thought-
dragonborn thing.
You were just reaching out and touching it, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so that is 11 points of force damage.
oof, okay, that hurt, and I'm gonna heal myself now.
Maybe we should leave this door alone for the time.
Yeah, Durin's like, there's a whole lot of other monastery. We can come back to this and investigate it later. We don't need to go through it now.
I have a feeling that maybe if we find a key and we can disable whatever mechanism magic that is enchanting this door, but please
I'll
don't.
be honest. I was not expecting you guys to touch the damn door 3 times. Like I thought it was gonna be like one. Okay, not go through that. And it's like, well, let's do a third test. Okay,
See, he poked it,
Well,
and since he didn't with the glaive,
I used my
Yeah.
like sleeve.
There was no contact
So if you
with
don't
the skin.
touch it with the skin.
And I think I see
maybe-
what you're going for with. Oh, it's only enchanted against dragonborn. Nope.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Nope.
yeah.
It's just people.
All right. Yep. Let's. That's a spicy door. Let's try another one.
Okay. So you guys want to go back down that longer hallway, out like away from the as you put it, Varus, headmaster's room.
Yeah.
Using your term.
I want to test just chop it right above the door handle with the axe
Don't-
so bad.
Dodrin will literally
I'm
faint.
not going to, but I want to so bad.
I healed for 8 points, by the way.
Okay.
With that.
All right. Great.
Nice.
Good to know. Okay, so you guys moving back down that far one. Are you guys now changing your approach strategy, or are you just walking like normal, like you have been?
Is there any sound of anything that has been alerted to us making a lot of racket in there?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Because if not, I think Varus is going to feel a little more comfortable. Oh, that's not very good. I think I get to add a decent number for perception, though. 12.
You do hear 2 voices further down the hallway. One of the voices goes, "Do you think they're gone?" And the second voice goes, "I don't know, man. They sound like they're really big and tough. What are you supposed to do?" "Oh, Bambo wants us to, stand guard. That's why we're here. Oh gosh. What do we do? What do we do? Just shut up. Just be quiet. Just be quiet." And then the voices go silent.
I
Is
will,
that in common? Or I guess I didn't hear it. So
You did not hear it, but yes, it is in common.
then, yeah, as I assume I hear that as we're kind of like walking out, I'll just like put a hand up and just like, they know we're here. Who? I don't know.
the bandits.
I don't know. And I'll point down the hallway and hold up 2 fingers.
They're 2 feet away.
Facepalm. I will try to stealthily lead us in that direction.
All right.
How far down is to like the hall where Varus pointed that they were?
Yeah, it would seem to be about... Varus, you gauge at the voices from where you guys are. I'm saying this is right outside of the headmaster's room.
Okay.
The voices are coming from about 60 to 70 feet away.
Okay.
The closest doorway to you all is about 45 feet away.
Okay. So they're further past. Is that far enough to see that they're Is there like a bend or something that they could be hiding behind?
No, it's just a
or-
straight shot.
Okay.
You think there might be a room
Gotcha.
further
gotcha.
down that you just
I
can't
gotcha.
see the opening to right now, maybe?
Okay. Then yeah.
Would you like me to stay here so I don't alert them to our presence? Because clearly I'm not having a good day on the sneaky side of things.
I could also I could let us get up there a little more easily, but I'll be pretty spent
Or
after
you could
this.
just yell and I come running.
That could also work.
If
That
you
may
get
be
out of my
safer.
eyesight, I'll count to 10. And if I don't hear any friendly conversation, I will start heading that way as quietly as I can until I hear yelling, and then I will run. Does that sound like it will work?
I think we can.
Sure.
I think we can work with that.
All right, so
Yeah, probably.
Dodrin, Salty, Dodrin, Varus, and Kane, Salty, you're staying behind, are going to stealth forward. Dodrin will definitely take up the rear. Sorry, y'all. Dodrin, sorry.
Oh no.
Dodrin.
That's
Big
a-
ol' solid 5.
nice.
Better than a 1.
Nice.
16 for me.
16 for Kane. Okay.
13.
You guys walk, and you make it just past that hallway opening that would take you guys back to that assembly chamber, and you guys hear a voice say, "Stop! Don't come any closer.
Hello?
Is it like
Hi. Just don't come any closer."
Can we see them at all?
No. Even with your eyes of the night, which I think would be gone by now.
Yeah,
No.
it lasts 10 minutes, so it's up to
I'll say you're just coming up to the tail end of it, but no, you don't see him.
right because I cast it right as we were going into the dining
Yeah.
hall. So
Oh, then it would be past my
okay,
time.
yeah.
I could have extended it, but
Yeah. But no,
I
even
probably
if
wouldn't have.
I'll just say even with it, you wouldn't see them.
How are you guys?
You talking to us?
Yeah.
Drop your weapons. Drop your weapons.
On whose authority?
The authority of Bamba.
Have I had my axe? No, because I had the torch out, so the axe would have been put in my pocket, right?
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. I take my javelin and I set it down. Let's go.
What are you doing here?
Seeking shelter.
From what?
The nature outside. There was a big goo monster that was running around. Chased us back in here.
Goo monster?
Or not goo monster.
Like-
What was it? The carrion
A
thing?
giant insect.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Some monster. It attacked us unprovoked. I might add.
Guys talking about Korthak? I knew it. What'd you guys do to Korthak?
We ran away from him.
He got. Oh wait, I'm not there. You're not there. Can I hear this?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to stealth up, just like very slowly, like taking my time.
Okay.
Getting up there.
Roll a stealth check with advantage. And so
it's
with
a-
the,
it's a
it's
solid-
cancel
it's
out.
Just a
roll.
single.
A 10.
Okay. You're moving quite enough to where you're not jingle bells all the way.
Gotcha. Cool.
We were just hiding from the beast.
How'd you get past Korthak?
It chased us in here?
But he was leashed up. What?
I think your leash failed.
I told you it wasn't good enough. I'm sorry.
And I'm just
You
shooting.
guys hear this like,
And I'm just shooting glances at Varus, just like,
Yeah.
oh no.
What do we do?
What are you guys doing here?
we live here.
Are you Dragonborn?
No. Are you?
Can you see me?
No. Can you see us?
Yes.
Dude, they're in here.
Look, we mean you no harm.
Have you set down your weapons?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm just
they
holding
can't.
a staff, and they
And
can't
my
see us.
javelin is on the floor, and I kind of pick it up and drop it again to make a clank noise.
Okay. I'm coming out. Okay.
Okay.
I have Boulder with me.
You're gonna
Any-
throw a boulder at
No.
me?
No, I have Boulder with me. If you make any sudden movements, he will strike. No sudden movements.
So you're gonna strike me with a boulder if I move.
This guy really is an idiot, isn't he?
I mean, yes.
And you guys
but-
see coming out down the hall away from you, out of an opening, you guys see a small little goblin holding another kind of leash thing, and you see following behind him is this different kind of insect with it almost seems like it's like armor is made out of almost like a coppery metal, and it kind of fills up almost the entire width of the hallway. And he walks down and he's holding it and he walks up close to you guys. He gets to be about 20 feet. He goes, "My name's Rizd. I'm a goblin.
Hi, Riz.
Nice.
You're a dragonborn.
Yes.
You're an elf, and you got a half orc and a scary lady with a mask behind the half orc."
Oh, do you have your mask on?
I have come for your soul.
Oh, this is going so well.
Roland.
No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
I don't mean you any harm. I'm a
don't-
peace bringer, actually.
I don't like that.
I'm sorry. It was just a little bit of fun.
Okay.
Riz,
Why are you here?
We're seeking my heritage.
Are you seekers? Is that why you're here? Are you seekers of the heralds?
Well, we've worked with them in the past, but no, we are not seekers. We are here merely to find knowledge. We mean you no ill will.
Hey, Varus. Not the seekers from town.
Oh.
Seekers of the heralds.
Oh.
That's,
Yeah. That's what Bamba says Lukesh calls them.
Well, I am. Don't I just have egg on my face?
Are there you know some seekers though?
It would
Why
appear.
why did they send you and not come themselves? They're the ones. They're supposed to come seeking.
They actually sent me. I work with the Seekers.
Maybe you got. Hey, Drimmin, and you guys hear other voice that was around the hall go. Yeah. I think we should take these guys to talk to Bamba. Okay. And you see another goblin come out. This one's holding like a spear and he's like shaking. He goes,
Come on, Jimin. We won't hurt you.
you can pick up your weapons and follow me.
Jimin, take a deep breath for me. You're fine. One more. Good.
Okay, let's up to that. Thank you.
We don't mean you any harm. We're not going to kick you out of your home.
Did you know that your armor is smoking?
Oh, yes, it does that from time to time. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
That's a little off-putting.
Can I can't turn it off or anything, can I? Like this?
No, it's just perpetual.
It's just smoking.
Well, I'm sorry. It's a condition.
Might want to get that looked at. All right, Riz and Boulder are gonna be behind you. I'm gonna be in front of you. Don't try anything. Also, if you like your armor and your weapons, don't touch Boulder with them.
I was afraid of that.
Ah.
What? Why not? Will he just take with them and play with them like a toy?
No, he'll destroy them. He's a rust monster. That's what they do.
That's terrifying.
And you guys see Boulder just like.
Does he eat them? Is that his food?
We don't really know how it works. That's the DM not wanting to think too hard about it.
Take us to your leader.
Okay, no funny from this. All right, Riz, Boulder, you get behind them. Okay, follow me, and he leads you guys further down this hallway. To another doorway at the far end of this hallway, which goes for probably another 75 feet. He knocks twice on it, and you hear a voice go, "Yes." Bamba, we have visitors, and you see the door swings open, and it is what was once a beautiful, elaborate library that you guys now see has become a home to a small clan of goblins. You see sitting in front of a small fire, almost in the center of the room, is this older, wizened goblin woman who kind of puts herself up, and she walks over to you all, looks up at you and says, "Oh, well, welcome. Please come in. This is the the Monastery of the Heralds. Please do come in.
Does that name ring any bells at all?
Roll a history check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Could I?
Yeah, you can roll one too if you want.
Okay,
That's
I'm debating. On
Not
Yeah,
terrible.
doesn't matter. It's a 4 for me.
Ooh, 13. Okay.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Okay. It was an honest mistake for me, and it feels like it was probably a reasonable, honest mistake for Varus. So I'm gonna roll with
Yes,
that.
and
It's,
yes.
yeah.
I'd say there's no reason you should know about the other
Yeah,
stuff.
I just heard Seekers are like, yeah, we work
Yes,
with the
and
Seekers.
there's a reason why Seekers is also the name of the Explorers Guild, but that's
Okay.
can come up later. And Bamba just motions you all in, and she just, please do come share our fire with us.
Thank you.
We don't get very many visitors here.
It seemed like the door had been sealed for quite some time.
It has been. We have some of our own ways. And she points behind her, and you see one of the bookcases have been moved aside, and you actually see that there is some light coming in, and you see a goblin-sized tunnel has been bore out of the side of this room.
Gotcha.
Bamba returns to the fire and sits down and is kind of waiting expectantly for you guys. If you guys count it up, including the 2 that were with you plus Bamba, there are 9 goblins in total in this room.
Pretty outnumbered right now.
But what's interesting is that only the 2 that you guys met have any weapons.
Huh.
Okay. And yeah, I don't want to fight these guys.
No, if they're being chill.
Yeah,
So I go.
absolutely.
I accept the invitation and
yeah.
go
Come
sit
sit
down.
with them at
Yeah.
the fire.
And she says, Drimmin, please do bring our guests some drink. And Drimmin comes up with kind of like some cracked pottery cups and hands you guys something that has some kind of liquid in it. You'd have to kind of angle it towards the fire to like get enough light to like see anything of it.
How sketch does it smell?
Smells strong,
Like in Cane's kind of strong, or in
like vinegary strong.
Ooh.
So like bad wine, like Celti's like probably smelled this when a cask got
But stronger,
Oh,
but
okay.
even stronger.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
we're just drinking straight malt vinegar for fish.
But you see that Bamba picks up her own glasses and downs it, and she goes, "To health and friendship." And she holds up her glass kind of expectantly.
Celti's gonna immediately
suit.
follow suit.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and just roll Constitution saving throws.
Do.
9.
9 for Salty.
15.
All right, 15.
Gotta remember what my saving throw is for con. Yeah, 10.
Tim. Salty and Varus. It goes down and it immediately comes back up and you guys spew everywhere. Kane, you're able to hold it. And when you guys spew out, Bamba just starts cackling and rolling back, and she goes, "Yeah, this is the goodest thing we get for drink out here. We have to make it ourselves."
It's
Oh god, they're making prison wine.
it's potent.
But it gets the job done.
It certainly does. I work at a bar, and that's the first time that's happened to me in quite a while.
Wow.
And she's gonna take out her flask and pour the goblins that have like just little shot amounts.
Yeah, and everyone's enjoying. And you see, there's no children among these goblins. They're all, if you had to guess, middle-aged to older goblins.
Okay.
And Bamba sips it, and she kind of looks at you, and she goes, "Well, thank you. You are a friend to the goblins.
We
here.
appreciate the hospitality. The road has been long and hard.
So what brings you to the Monastery of the Heralds? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, we haven't had a visitor in, since I took this gig, actually.
How long has that been?
Oh, let me see. I'm 13 now, so it's probably about 10 years ago.
It's quite a while.
Quite some time.
I was about to say, do you want to go ahead?
You're gonna have the most convincing, like, I would say the most convincing backstory.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up. Okay. We're here on an expedition to come learn about the Dragonborn that used to occupy this place.
Learn about the monks of the Herald.
Yes.
So you're not here seeking the Heralds yourself?
I guess in a roundabout way, sort of.
And she now kind of looks at the three of you. Her eyes linger on you, Varus. And she says, "You have the essence of the Kalantari about you. How do you know of their ways?"
So, does that word mean anything to me?
yeah.
I was about to say, what?
Any of you can just roll a general history or general intelligence check.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
Oh, both are terrible for me.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice. This is a very low DC because it's a
16.
16. Okay.
Unnatural 1.
Ooh, bummer.
With a negative.
Yeah.
The Kalantari is also a group of people living here in Ubiquitous that some people would even say are even more elusive than the Dragonborn societies.
Oh, really?
It is what overall a large tribe of Furbolg are referred to as, or believed Furbolg.
Okay.
So they're migratory, nomadic. They wander the mountains, woods, and all this, but lots of them are attuned with nature. A lot of rangers and druids.
Sounds like, I was gonna say, sounds like some druid shit. I'm newly trained, I suppose, in the ways of the crafts, I believe. Not from them themselves, but attuned to the same source, perhaps.
Interesting. You have a sense of the Kalantari about you.
I think that's...
It's very much a
Good. I
compliment.
hope
They saved
so.
my life, taught me how to live in a better way.
Really?
Yes, they taught me that foraging and pillaging for my existence wasn't any way to be, and so they helped me find some of my brethren. She kind of gestures to these 8 other goblins who wanted to live a simpler, peaceful life, and so here we are now, serving Lukesh here at the monastery.
That is wonderful.
Lukesh?
Oh yes, Lukesh. He is the last monk of the heralds.
There's one still alive.
In a way, he's the only one to still carry the torch, as it were, of the monks that once lived here.
Okay.
That would have been hundreds of years ago, though, would it?
Yes, unbeknown to anyone, the monastery just kind of died out as they waited for the seekers of the heralds to arrive, and they never did. So since that time, there's always been at least one monk who was able to remain, who committed himself to continue on the mission of the monastery, which was to wait until the diviner chose the right seekers.
What is the herald?
They're the ones to identify the heralds are the ones that will begin the bringing of the prophecy of union. How do you not know about this?
I'm just a simple tavern girl. This is my first outing in a long time.
Yes, the heralds will bring about the start of the prophecy of union. The heralds will identify the 3 heroes that will bring Optimus into the promised light.
Is any of this like really hitting Celty for like
None of it.
It's all just going right
None
over
of
my
it.
head.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've never heard any prophecy of union, apart from maybe when you saw the title on that book. Apart from that, prophecy of union means nothing.
Gotcha. Actually, Celty didn't look at the
Okay.
scrolls
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
all,
So it means
or the
absolutely
tomes.
nothing to you.
And Kane's just looking down into his cup, just kind of swirling the last little
Yeah.
bit of crap that's in it.
So yes, the first have to come the heralds, and then once the heralds are identified and are brought forth, they will identify and signify the heroes that will unite all on Ubiquitous and bring them into the promised light, and potentially seal away the Queen of Chaos forever.
Sounds of a noble cause.
I would say so. To us here, the noblest of causes.
Thank you for sharing with us. Truthfully, I've been interested in the history of this continent and its peoples, and it's been hard to find people that are forthcoming.
And
I've made some friends, but
Bamba leans forward and she says, "Well, if you wish to learn more of the prophecy of union and the heralds, I mean, you should probably go talk to Lukesh."
Is it
Yes.
safe to wander about the monastery, or would you need
Oh,
to
it's-
escort us to
No,
the edge?
it's just us here. You will, and she pulls out a key, and she says, "You will need this to go see Lukesh, however."
Is that the door that shot me across the room?
That was you.
Yeah.
Well, and me too. I touched it also.
Yes, Drimmin was very apprehensive. He came running back saying, "Oh, we have invaders, grab the weapons." And we don't have any weapons, but... and she just holds the key out. But yes, this will get you through that doorway to see Lukesh.
Well, speaking of weapons, here's 2 hand axes that I give to you guys.
Oh, we fight when we must, but we are not aggressive.
They're helpful tools as well.
That is a fair point. German, take the axes, and German takes it. To him, it's almost like a war axe, a battle axe, and German's like, "Okay, this is pretty cool."
And that's my way of saying sorry about your pet.
What do you mean?
I agree.
We should definitely be very forthcoming about that.
We do not wish to mislead. Before we knew of your purpose here, we were a bit guarded. On our way in, I believe your pet, as it were, attacked us.
And she looks over at German. She goes, "German, Riz, are they talking about the damned carrion crawler?" And they're like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's German's pet. He was somehow able to harness it and bring it in here. We set it up as a guard for any invaders, but don't worry about it. The thing was a damn nuisance."
Well,
I still feel bad.
yeah, I'll
We
turn
definitely
to
killed it.
German and just, I am sorry.
It's okay. He
kind
kind of like rubs under his nose. Like, it's okay.
If you manage to get another one, secure it a little bit better.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, he's way less broken up about it than I thought he was gonna. I was expecting this to be an issue.
I can just go another baby and raise it. Well, I didn't raise that one.
Okay.
Okay,
I just could probably go find a baby. It'd probably be easier to tame it.
that's probably true.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay, I give you my word that we will treat this experience and this key you have entrusted with us with the utmost care, and we do thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, it is all ours, as the Kalantar taught me. Always open your fire to guests and leave them with goodwill and gifts. And so she reaches back again, and she proffers up. You see in her hand, she's holding 6 silver, and there seems to be like a metal brooch in her hands as well. She offers to you all. Knowing, because you rolled a 20 on knowing about the Kalantari, it would, by that culture standards, it would be very rude not to offer the goodwill gift when you leave their fire.
I was about to say.
Okay.
I got this.
It would be an insult saying that
Right.
you were too good to accept
You
their
want to tag team
generosity.
this? I've got something. in
I
my
mean, I was
inventory
gonna. Okay, so you're saying it'd be an insult to not take it.
But I would know this. I don't know if they would.
Kane definitely wouldn't because he rolled so poorly,
Yep.
and neither would
I've never heard
Salty.
of them.
But would I be able to pick up that she's just doing an exchanging of gifts kind of a thing?
You could probably assume that was what it was.
So that is what it is. It's like you kind of exchange gifts, or you just leave. You let your visitors leave with gifts.
Bars.
Yep.
It is upon the host in Kalantari culture to give gifts, not on guests. The idea is that you were a guest at their fire and they give you gifts, and one day you will return the favor.
Yep.
Is the idea among the Kalantari.
Gotcha.
I'll reach out my hands and take it and just.
Okay.
I pray that someday we have the honor to return the favor.
Certainly. Now, good luck. Lukash can be a little temperamental. So just, when you see the great diviner, just be on, well, you'll see what I mean when you meet Lukash. He's different.
Are there any topics we should stray away from?
Don't bring up his appearance. He's not too fond of that.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, as you guys step out back into the greater area of the monastery, we're going to end this episode of Cantrips and Cocktails. So next time you guys might get to talk to Lukesh.
Met some fun
Dope.
goblin friend.
Yeah, that was
Got launched
cool.
across the room a couple times.
Hey, it was for science.
Yeah, it's for science. Real quick before we go, I will say, if you guys have listened to this show up to this point, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
It'd be a big help if you guys could go like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Leave us a review. It'll help us just be a little more discoverable to people who are looking for podcasts like this. Leave us a review. If you guys want to hit us up, message us at Cantrip Cocktail on Instagram and Twitter. And we also do put up our episodes as YouTube videos. And you guys can just search for the channel Cantrips and Cocktails on there, and you'll be able to find us. So once again, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Well, I guess you'll hear us next time.
Holler at you later.
Latest.